guys, welcome back to another LifeBuilds episode. My name is Michael, and in today's episode, we're going to be covering, can we get this 1991 Husqvarna TE350 running and fixed up for our $1,000 motorcycle challenge. We're also going to be heading over to my buddy George's house, where we're going to be looking at his Honda Goldwing to Cafe Racer conversion. We're going to see how that's going, see what's going on with it, and stay tuned because there's a twist at the end of this episode. And then finally, we're going to be checking in on Colby's 2019 SSR Motorsports 110 pit bike. We're going to see what needs to get done to it, and we're going to get it all fixed up and ready for this challenge. Stay tuned because this one's going to be good. So if you haven't seen part one, where we went and picked up these motorcycles for our $1,000 motorcycle challenge, you really got to go check it out. I'll link it in the description below. But if you're all caught up, I'm going to show you what we need to do to my $1,000 motorcycle. With this motorcycle, we have a stripped bolt here, down here on the bottom of the case. Obviously the case has been damaged and repaired at one point. I would love to buy a new case for it. However, it's gonna take about 2 months to get one. So I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm just gonna have to make it work with what I have. I'm gonna have to get my Dremel out. I'm gonna have to cut a slit in that bolt so I can back it out. Then we have to inspect the Kickstarter because supposedly the return spring is not working. And then we have to remount up everything else. So hopefully it can hold oil and we can make this bike run good again. I had to buy this motorcycle non-running. I picked it up for $800, I believe, and I think we can make it run in this episode. Well, I was planning to just cut this off, but the Dremel can't fit in there without damaging the case. So now we're gonna get creative and figure out a way to get this bolt off this bike so we can start fixing it. I was able to oversize the Allen wrench here and then hit it in with a hammer, and I have it so it can come out. Look at this. There's the bolt. We got it out. First problem has been solved. I'll have to obviously go get a new bolt, but now we can get this case off and see if maybe there's some issues with the engine or if hopefully it was just the gasket and the Kickstarter return spring. Alrighty, first impressions. Everything looks good. I'm not seeing any stripped gears or any damage in here, which is generally a good sign. You can see right here that we have as far as I know, either a slipped or messed up Kickstarter return spring. So maybe I can fix that, maybe not. I've actually never fixed a Kickstart return spring, but my good friend George has done a lot of work on motorcycles. So I'm gonna go give him a call, see what we can do with this one, and then hopefully reseal it and get this bike started today. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up this case from all this gasket maker, which obviously didn't work because it was dumping oil. I'm gonna clean up all around this edge and basically prep the thing to put it back together in case we can fix the return spring. Also, I realized that I can technically, I can move it like this, which means just because the Kickstarter won't come back up, I can still start the bike and ride it. So I might do that if I have to order an apart from Austria or something, which is where most of these Husqvarna parts come from. So I'll catch you once I figure out something else, but let's get started cleaning this up. Alrighty, I have an update on the Husqvarna here. It turns out I'm gonna have to order some parts for it, which I was totally planning to do, but I was hoping to get it started today. And then I started realizing, well, I'm gonna have to fill it up with oil, even if I start it without the Kickstart return spring, and then I'm gonna have to dump all the oil back out of it, just to replace the piece. So I decided, you know what, it's gonna be better if I just wait, buy all the parts. I have to buy a new clutch cable, I have to buy a new return spring, and then everything else should be fine. But I just wanna let you guys know, it's gonna be a few days until I get this thing to hopefully fire up for the first time. But the next thing you'll see is hopefully either an update on the Husqvarna, or I'm gonna head over to George's and see how that Honda Goldwing conversion to a Cafe Racer is going. Well, I have some great news here. I was able to get the parts for the Husqvarna. It took a few days, but I was able to import them from the East Coast. And here's what we have. So I got an OEM clutch cable, an OEM return spring. I was unable to source a gasket, so I'm gonna try to use this gasket maker, and I have some fresh oil. So let's dive in. Let's replace this clutch cable, replace the return spring, put the case back together, and let's see if we can get this motorcycle running for the very first time. Well, I have some good news and some subsequently bad news. But let's start with the bad news so we get it over with. As I was putting this Kickstarter return spring assembly and the case on, I think the return spring slipped off, and I just tried to slowly move it down and it did not come back up. So that means we're gonna have to do this whole process again. That's the bad news. However, the good news is the gasket maker has dried because it was really quick drying stuff. And I'm here. I've already wasted the gasket maker. I don't really care. I want to see this thing run. So you guys are gonna get to see if it will run right now. And then I will take it apart off camera and redo the whole process. But I should be able to start it without the return spring. Maybe I destroy it, maybe not. Hopefully I don't. But let's put some oil in this thing and see if it fires up. Alrighty guys, I threw on my riding boots. I turned the fuel on. I primed the system with a few test kicks, and let's give it the first try and see if this mystery motorcycle will fire up. I really hope it does. All right, here we go. Yo, that's pretty nice. That's some life in this thing. Okay, let's try that again. Well, we heard it run and then it promptly died and the Kickstarter thing swung forward. So what does that mean? That means the spring probably fell off and caused the Kickstarter to lock up. So I am gonna have to go fix that, but I've already shown you that process one time, so I'm just gonna go fix it off camera, get it ready, and then hopefully we can go take this thing for a ride in the next day or two. Well guys, we've made it. We are out here testing the Husqvarna TE350 for the very first time. I did a tune-up on it. I got that Kickstarter return spring to work. I've adjusted everything as far as I can without taking it for a ride, and we're taking it out for the maiden voyage. As you can see, I've made it up about half a mile up this hill. I said to stop, make sure everything would work, and then now I'll throw the GoPro on and let's go see how this thing rips. Oh yeah.
What's up guys, it's George. I bought my bike. It is a 1989 Honda Goldwing. It's an absolute beaut, I'll tell you what, yeah. But there's one overarching thing that's wrong with it. It's heavy. It's 900 pounds heavy, and if we're gonna do anything on dirt, she needs to go on a diet real fast. So step one is gonna be taking as much of this shit off as possible. I think the way to go here is gonna be a cafe racer style. Strip it down, get it to its bare bones, see what we need to work on, see what we can do on a budget, and yeah. So I spent $700 on it. I got $300 to play with. Might be able to recoup some of that by selling the plastics and whatnot, but yeah, let's do this. So first things first, in here is all this bags come off. You can see we got 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. We'll get the top off, we'll get the sides off, we'll work our way forward, we'll get seat, we'll get all the stuff in the tank, and then we'll get the entire front section. Update, this is what the bike looks like right now. Quite more complicated than I thought it would be. I think I might just have to rip out everything, which, I mean, you know, is what it is, but gosh dang, man.
Alrighty guys, I'm currently on my way to check in on George and his Honda Goldwing to cafe racer conversion. He's called me and said he's got some cool updates to show me, so I'm heading over and I'll show you guys where he's at with his bike conversion.
I'd like to say I know where all the wires go, but I don't. So
over here, looking at George's Goldwing, and
what's left of it.
What's left of it. Taking a little bit of a moment of silence. George's gonna kind of tell us what are we looking at here?
We're looking at what's gonna be a cafe racer. But on the plus side, it did go on a weight loss program, so now I don't feel like I'm gonna die if I accidentally tip it over. You can see all of the stuff that Honda decides to put on their bike.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's just a matter of chopping off the exhaust and bypassing all the safety systems, and then we'll have the bike running again.
Alrighty. So he's looking at making his own wiring harness because there is a lot going on here.
Yeah, we don't need any of the extra stuff, right?
Yeah, fair enough. Well, hopes are high and it's looking good. Definitely is a lot closer to being ready for an off-road adventure versus what we bought it as, so
it's something.
It's something. Well, we'll update you guys in a few days on how this process has transformed.
This is my Goldwing.
Alrighty, here we are with George's newest purchase, and he's going to kind of tell you why this is very close to a Honda Goldwing, but it is not quite a Goldwing that he started this episode with.
Yeah, so this is my 2001 Honda Reflex. This is 250 cc's of Japanese peak performance right here. I bought this bad boy for $700 because old Goldie was she was failed from the start. May she rest in peace. Yeah, we put off a little bit more than we can chew there. That was like 600 pounds of Japanese sumo wrestler, I swear. Yeah, anyways, that was a bad idea from the get-go, so we're gonna pretend that didn't happen. And we're gonna use this on the challenge. She can go 80 miles an hour, gets 60 mpg, 3-gallon tank. I'm telling you, this is the way to go.
And it's perfectly ready to go. Besides, I'm assuming he's gonna remove the front fender so he doesn't get rock stuck in there. But yeah, basically what happened with the Goldwing is it was just too much of a project, and we're trying to get this thing done because it's actually getting cold. It's been 2 months since some of those clips were filmed. And well, it's about to snow in probably the next month. So if we don't get this done, we're not doing the challenge. But hey,
learn from your mistakes, keep going. That's all I can say.
he's got a great spirit about it, and we're gonna have a blast. We're actually gonna be doing this challenge within the next few days. We have it all scheduled and everything.
Okay, well, here I am on the bike. I do not plan to do much to this bike because I want to keep it as cheap, and I'm talking cheap as possible. Right now, totally into the bike, about 620 bucks. That is with purchase and with said upgrades that I'm going to be putting on pretty soon. I was bored at work because we were driving and I wasn't doing anything, so I was looking at Amazon all over the place just trying to get parts for this thing. And they have a website, but I didn't really feel like using the website because that's boring. So I did Amazon Universal stuff. So I got like new grips, I got handlebar risers to make it more comfortable because I got long legs, you know. I got a new rear tube because this one only lasts for about 2.5 minutes. And I also got a new chain because this chain looks like it's seen better days, and it's only like 1.5 years old. But whatever, it wasn't that expensive. It was like a $15-$20 chain, and you know, this bike only goes like maybe 30 miles an hour, so I'm really not worried about it. But yeah, hopefully this bike will feel and ride really good once I'm done. But I don't know, because my mechanicking skills never cease to amaze me. Yeah, here goes nothing.
Alrighty, we're here in Colby's garage, and I'm here with George. You've seen him from the challenge. Yeah. Him and I are repairing Colby's bike because he's out working right now and he doesn't have the time.
Hard-working man.
Yep, really is. George just put a new tube in the tire.
Yep,
check this out.
Yeah, holds air now.
Yeah, so that was about the last repair we had to do. The other thing we just did is we just put a new handlebar on it, or not a new handlebar, we put a new lever on it because it was broken. So now we don't have a finger lever, we have a full lever. It's a lot better. We're gonna slap that on, and then we're gonna go rip it and see without Colby. Okay, so here we are with Colby's 2019 SSR Motorsports 110 pit bike. As you can see, I just put a new lever on it, so now we have a full brake lever. We have the back end pulled off. We're gonna be putting this new tire on. That should be all, and we're gonna have this bike ripping. Alrighty guys, we just got the pit bike all finished up, and we just started it. And here's George's first time riding the pit bike. Give him a flyby. Oh, look at that thing. Look at that thing. Wow, we got the bike all finished up. I think that's the last thing we have to do to the bike. So now we're just gonna go rip the bike and have some fun. Well, there it is. You can see that Colby's bike runs perfectly. George's new Honda Reflex is an absolute beast, and my Husqvarna is all fixed up. So we are ready for this $1,000 motorcycle challenge. Stay tuned because literally tomorrow we're heading out and we're gonna go rip for 100 miles in the mountains on these different motorcycles. So make sure to subscribe, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and we're gonna be doing a lot more of this coming up in the next few months. So I'll catch you guys on the next one.